Hello, hello. Let me go live on Instagram as well. Here we go. Hello, hello, and welcome. Whether you are watching live with me today or you are watching the recording, as always, I am so honored to have you here. I feel compelled before starting anything to back up. I know you can see me fully on Instagram. Now you can see most of the shirt here on YouTube Live. I'm wearing my Larry the Legend shirt today. Larry Bird from the, of course, Boston Celtics. I needed to put on this shirt for a few different reasons. All due respect to the gritty folks of New York. Congratulations to the Knicks, but there's a lot of New York vibes in the air, so I had to had to balance that out. And I have a little story for you today that relates to Larry Bird, and I think that will help validate that even the most legendary of athletes who are known for their discipline and are so well renowned, even they have shortcomings. And I think we all need some perspective to eliminate the comparison is the thief of joy situation. I'm always trying to bust some myths, right? Okay. So, with that being said, welcome. Welcome. I have some announcements at the top. I have my notes here to keep me on track. I have some announcements. First announcement is just the fact that we are in the last week of the Summer of Strength Challenge, which is so exciting and so emotional for me. I, for a long time, didn't think I would be a PT/fitness influencer, if you want to call me that. I didn't think I would be putting on a challenge, but that was really because a challenge, a fitness challenge as I saw it, was something that was most of the time, per my perception, something that wasn't aligning with the values of Lovely Bones and the way that I like to operate. A lot of the challenges that I saw out there were very intense, were not science-based. And by that, for example, there's many examples I could give you, but the primary one would be promising results, grand results in a certain period of time that I know as an educated professional is not realistic. And in fact, dangerous if you try to pursue it and have psychological impact thinking that you're the failure or you're the problem. So a lot of the challenges that I saw really emulated those types of feelings or would use language that was body shaming, things like that. And I really want to be the person that is different. But I had a dear friend, shout out to Kelsey Stevens, who's an amazing photographer, tell me, no, Meg, you can do a challenge your way. And I said, you know what, Kels? You are freaking right, girl. And I will. And I did. And here we are in the last week of the 8 total weeks, but it's more than 8 weeks just because I wanted it to perfectly go from April 21st to the gorgeous summer solstice of June 21st. So we are in our last week. And I think that it is so, so important to, no matter what these 8 and some change weeks have looked like for you, to be proud that you wanted to do anything for yourself and your health, period. We need to just be proud of whatever we accomplished and move on from there. I'll get to the psychology and my biggest advice in a moment. But announcement number 1, happy last week, Summer of Strength members. How freaking exciting. I had over 60 people by the end of this. Some lingers, some people came in a few weeks in, but I've had over 60 folks. I want to say it's something like 64 people in the Summer of Strength Challenge, which is amazing for my first one and my small business. Awesome. And it's been such an honor to support you and to provide you this free opportunity. The wrap party, this is my announcement number 2, the wrap party that I'm putting on is coming up on Saturday the 20th. I didn't want to do it on the actual solstice because it's a Sunday. I figured Saturday would be good. So I have my wrap party, my solstice sweat, my community wellness event coming up. If you are a local person, I know many of you are not local. It's awesome that the online challenge can reach so many people, but if you are local and you would like to join, tickets are still available. We have a very large capacity in this space, so I'm trying to fill that room. We are doing a cardio workout class led by me, intervals to the beat of awesome music, and of course, some breath work and mobility and all those things at the end to get your system back down feeling great. Then I'm going to have some awesome live music, some merch shopping, some opportunities to grab little free goodie bags. I made some de-stress goodie bags, and I'm going to give out fresh summer mocktails, open it up to the community, again, downtown Reading, Massachusetts. So if you are interested in that, you can comment the word link and get the ticket link right in your inbox, or you can reach out to me or go to lovelybonespt.com/events. So that's on Saturday. Very exciting. Okay, those are my announcements. The only thing I want to talk about today, this will be brief. I didn't get any more questions. I think everybody's trying to do what they can at the end of the challenge. But I did get some comments, some stories from members and from people who decided they couldn't or didn't want to at the time, wasn't convenient for them, people who didn't join the challenge. And I'm getting some comments and stories and feedback from them too. So I wanted to share the themes of feedback and my biggest tip, and we'll end early today. But the themes of feedback, oh, the beautiful breeze coming in. I'm coming at you, by the way, from the beautiful Boston, Massachusetts, in my friend's apartment today, which is very exciting. Gonna have some lunch with a dear friend. What is better than that? Okay, biggest stories, biggest things I've heard at this point from challenge members. 2 categories. One is prevailing, one is the vast majority, and one is a small subset of my population of challenge folks. It was about, I'd say, a 90-10 split, 90%, 10% split. 90% of people who joined my challenge, which was really interesting and wholesome to see, 90% of you have either never strength trained before or never had a real routine that you followed, a structure routine before, or have dabbled in some way, shape, or form, but have not done it in a long, long time. So relative novices were 90% of you. 10% of you were not novices, were killing it in your own routine, but had some combination of something missing for you. 10% of you that joined my challenge, again, let's say, for example, you had a strength routine, but you were dealing with chronic pain and wondering, is it my routine that's the issue? I feel like I'm doing everything right, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Some folks were killing it with cardio, doing like systemically fatiguing boot camp classes and runs and spin and what have you, but they weren't doing strength, or again, something was missing for them, and they encouraged themselves to say, let me do something different. So those are my 2 categories for you. For my vast majority of folks that feel as though they aren't doing enough, that are struggling to develop a routine that works for them. A lot of you have said you love the workouts, but it's still hard for you to get in the habit. Some of you have said, oh my gosh, Meg, it's been weeks and I still have not done a single workout. I've done the nervous system video, but I've not done your strength workouts. And what I want to say to you is just that life is hard. I come across as if I'm sort of a woo-woo life coach sometimes. But God, honestly, like, people need to hear it. People need to hear it. I'll say it again and again. I'll be your broken record if you need me to be. And even if you don't need me to be, I probably still will be. People need to hear that no matter what you've done in this 8 weeks or in general for your health, every single day, every moment of every day is another opportunity to change that, to move forward and to progress. And as I've talked about in these chats, on my social media, you do not need to just decide one day that you're going to do your 5 workouts and your, yoga and your mobility and your perfect nutrition and your perfect sleep hygiene and blah, 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 blah. You can't just turn it on one day. If you can and you feel great, good for you. but it's not it's not neuroscience based. It's not science based. Our bodies, our nervous systems are so amazing and resilient, but they need time. We are beautiful nature. Nature takes time to adapt. That just is what it is. So what I can say to you is I'll say it a million times, you need to absolve yourself of any judgment, of any stress towards yourself, and just say, wherever I'm at right now, I honor it. And what can I do? What little thing, what little piece of the puzzle can I own today or right now to make me feel good and to make me feel like I'm progressing towards my goals? Movement snacks are an amazing example that I've been over. If you want to go back and look at the previous recordings on my YouTube channel, you can go into the live tab, or you can go into Instagram and go into the live tab and look at my previous challenge chats on these topics. But I brought up movement snacks, right? Movement snacks, for example. Hello there. Feel free to drop any comments or stories or anything in the chat, and I'll be happy to get to it. Happy to have you. But I talked about movement snacks the last couple of times, and that is something that is so simple that you can do right now, right? Let's say you've joined my challenge chat on day one and you've done no workouts and you're feeling bad about yourself. All good. Could you have done more? Yeah, maybe. It didn't happen. There is not one single positive benefit you will get out of sitting here and making yourself feel badly. Instead of that, maybe you empower yourself and say, okay, I haven't gotten to any of the workouts yet, but what can I do right now? Could I do 10 or 6, my sustainable 6 method? Could I do 6 squats from a chair at my desk right now? Could I stand up and sit down? Could I do that 6 times and really engage with my muscles and turn on my core and breathe and sit back down and say to myself, I immediately maybe feel less stiff. My blood flow's going. Maybe my focus is a little more renewed because I've taken that moment. Maybe my mental health is a little boosted because I feel as though I did something that a doctor of physical therapy told me is really beneficial for my health. Well, I've done that. Maybe after I do those 6 reps of a sit to stand, maybe I put my arms in the air and act like I'm pulling a heavy cord down. Punch up, pull down, 6 reps, done. Now my shoulders, now my neck feels a little less tight. Maybe I do more, maybe I don't. But whatever you do, whatever you can do, you need to. It's not that, people get upset these days when every kid gets the participation ribbon. People call it coddling or what have you. And, that's a different kettle of fish. I won't go there. But hopefully you pick up what I'm putting down here. We need to. It's not hurting anyone. In fact, it's only going to benefit us if we just can feel proud of whatever we are able to do, and then let those happy chemicals, let those good vibes propel us forward and continue to build up if it works for us, and just do what we can do in life. And if you need extra help, if you're really struggling, you have mental health professionals out there. You have me as a PT with mental health specialty, with neuroscience specialty about habit change and behavior change. You have people out there who are here to support you. I have free consult calls. I'm going to continue. I suppose that's my last announcement as well. I'm going to continue these chats both on YouTube and Instagram Live to make sure it's accessible to everyone once a week. And they're essentially going to be open office hours for the community where you can come and ask me anything. And I'll try to point you in the right direction and give you some advice. So you have these resources at your disposal if you are truly struggling to the point where you need help. But I encourage you, people torture themselves. We torture ourselves. It's so easy to speak negatively. And if you just challenge yourself to be as positive and empowering towards yourself as possible, you will see benefit in your health. You will have more energy bandwidth to excel your health and to do more. So that's my biggest advice for those folks who feel like they're not doing enough. And to just so briefly speak to my other category, my 10-ish%, of my challenge chat members. And I know there's many people out there, there's clients I've worked with who have been in the other bucket. If you are really motivated and you have a routine that you're proud of, but you're just sensing something's not quite right, you're really burnt out, you're always sore, you are having other stuff, maybe you're having GI distress, maybe you're getting headaches, and you've been to your PCP and they can't figure it out, like you're just feeling off. Maybe that's a sign that your routine is not serving you perfectly. It could be little minute changes. Again, you can come to me. I have a custom workout plan service. I can kind of tweak and look at your whole life and puzzle it out and get you the right dose of activity, the right combination, the right order that works for you. Or you can join my membership. I obviously have this challenge going for 1 more week. You can try the workouts anytime, but you can join my membership moving forward and try out the way that I suggest structuring a week and try out my workouts that, again, are science-based, that are so mindfully curated to challenge you and get you health benefits while not overdoing it, while honoring your system as a whole and making sure that you're healthy and well. So even those who are absolutely killing it and crushing their routine need sometimes that advice that, you have the permission to even take it down a notch. It might feel like you are not doing enough, but in fact, you're just switching things around and making sure that you are doing what's right for your body and your health right now. Because in life, that will ebb and flow. What's perfect for you right now might not be perfect for you in a phase where you're a mother, or in a phase where you're taking care of an elderly parent, or what have you. Life be lifing out there, and we've got to meet ourselves where we're at and keep doing what we can to move the needle forward. So those are my big take home 2 pieces of advice for my folks in both of the categories. Other than that, we're going to end early today. I'll say one more time that if you joined my Summer of Strength Challenge, or you followed along with any of these live streams at any point, I am so honored and privileged to be in this position, to have been supported in my education, to have the privilege and ability to continue to educate myself, and to have found my passion and my niche in the realm of neuroscience, which encompasses folks with chronic aches and pains or tightness they can't get rid of, which encompasses folks that hold mental health stuff, anxiety or fear of movement, depression about where you're at, for folks who have a really hard time forming habits and finding what's realistic and sustainable for their life. All of that stuff is my specialty. That's where I shine. So again, I have plenty of paid services if you ever need me on lovelybonespt.com, but I want to continue to walk the walk, because healthcare access and education are the biggest things that can change the game for folks. And financial insecurity is a huge piece for people who can't afford to hire me or hire somebody else. So I want to continue to walk the walk, and I'm going to host. I'm going to figure out if Mondays at lunchtime, I might poll the audience a little bit. I'll get back to you on the date and time. But, and I see your question, I'll answer it right before we end here. I have a question in the YouTube chat here, but I'm going to continue these chats, whether it's at Monday at noon or not, every single week, office hours, that you can send questions into, and I will be here for you to listen and do what I can. So I'm really trying to make things as accessible as possible to everybody, and it's my honor to do that. So, okay, before we end, I assume your name is Sam. If it's not, my apologies. I see that Sam put in the YouTube chat the question of how to instantly get relief after a 6-hour study slot. What a question. I really relate to neck pain in particular after many hours in gremlin pose of leaning over and studying. In grad school, that was where my migraines shined. And I am very grateful that I was not at first, even in PT school, I was not strength training. I'll say it. I was not committed to my routine until a little bit later, 2018, right? My second to last year, I really kicked it up a notch and was able to help myself. So long-term solution, my friend, strength training, making sure that you have strength, comprehensive strength in your shoulder blades, in your neck, your shoulders, your chest, even everything surrounding your spine will be so amazing for your nervous system to feel safe and for you to get that long-term relief. But instant relief, I assume you're talking about neck stuff. Maybe you have that shoulder blade knot, but you can apply this to any muscle. If we're talking about the neck, the best thing I would suggest for you to do is first just take a breath. Whew, try to shake it out. We're so tense, we tend to hold our breath. So just first of all, reset, take a breath, shake it out. Now I'm using the upper traps as an example because they tend to hold so much tension, but you can apply this to your shoulder blade muscles, your chest muscles, your arm, whatever you want to do. Pick a muscle. I'm picking the upper trap muscle, and we're going to inhale as we squeeze that muscle. So inhale, I'm going to shrug my shoulders up, feel it squeeze gently, hold for just a moment, and then exhale, let it go. Slow, relax, all the way back down. So that formula is gently inhale as you squeeze, contract, get the blood flow, get the neural system input to the muscle that's feeling really tense, and then exhale, relax, and let it all go. If you do that, I would suggest doing it at least a few times, if not 6 to 10 repetitions. Make sure you're really getting it and really buying into it, really just taking that calm moment for yourself. At the end of that, what you've done is you've given your brain signals of safety. You've convinced your brain that, okay, I'm good. You can release your tenacious hold on me through neural input and blood flow and all these things. And usually you feel much more relaxed at the end of it. You'll feel more supple in the muscles. You'll feel more full body sort of peace and grounding. And you can later, when you have the space and time, do more mobility, gentle movement through all the joints surrounding the area. Again, strength training is huge for long-term prevention, but that little breath with movement, contract, relax with inhale and exhale is my favorite tool to reduce tension or pain instantly as much as you can. And if that doesn't work and you need more help, hit me up. Text, email, anytime. You can find all my information on lovelybonespt.com. And with that, guys, with no other questions in the chat, thank you so much for submitting that today. That's awesome. And I hope that you have great luck with all your study pursuits. I will end that here, and you will be hearing much more from me as this week of Summer of Strength wraps up. Again, check out my event, the Solstice Sweat Mocktail Mixer, coming up on the 20th this weekend. And thank you all if you have joined my Summer of Strength Challenge. Again, once more, I am so honored and privileged to be here for you. You are killing it no matter what you've done. No, hear my voice in your head. If you judge yourself or you talk negatively about yourself, you will hear me in your head. You are killing it. Your body and mind are deserving of you meeting them where they're at, honoring them, and then moving forward. Life is hard enough, right? We don't need to make it harder on ourselves. Easier said than done, but you can get there. So have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day and take care. Bye, guys. Bye. Take care. Thanks for the question.